Many business owners struggle with the fluctuating return on investment from Google Ads. So this can make it really frustrating and difficult to plan their budget effectively. So my first question that I have is, for one of our clients, ROI is bouncing up and down wildly. What are the most common reasons for this instability?
So this is something we see a lot, especially with lower ad spends and smaller businesses that are getting their feet wet with Google or Meta ads. And at these lower ad spends, you're necessarily going to have fewer purchases coming in. It makes sense. You're spending less on the ads, and that can lead to some natural variability. So this is a pretty common thing. And you might have, five purchases one day, zero purchases the next day, 10 purchases the next day. And it can be really hard to kind of understand what's going on and what results you can expect. It is normal. So, don't be too worried about that. We will see some of that variability and you will have, short periods where results drop. The best thing you can do to prevent that as much as possible before you're ready to really start scaling up spend, which will help, is to consolidate. So think about consolidating from five campaigns into one, or testing a few different creatives instead of testing 50 different creatives at the same time. Because every time you expand all the different options that you're giving to Google or Meta as an ad platform, you're taking the data that you're passing back to those platforms and you're dividing it that many more times. So think, if you're getting 5 to 10 purchases a day, you're splitting that up across five different campaigns. No one campaign has that many data points. So the more you can consolidate, it's really going to help to build stability.
Nice. That makes sense. What's the fastest way to stop spending money on poor performing searches?
So when you're running search campaigns over a long period of time, if you're using automated approaches and you're passing data back into Google Ads and measuring things properly, this should start resolving itself over time as the model learns and the algorithm optimizes. But in the short term, it's easy to waste some money as you're getting started. So especially early on, we really focus on negative keywords. So make sure you're reviewing all of the keywords that your ads are showing up on. Make sure you're blocking any that just aren't relevant for your particular company.
Nice. I want to scale my budget, but I'm worried about breaking my current ROI. So how would I do this safely?
So the best thing you can do, and you have the right idea there, thinking through hitting profitability before we really start to scale up. But once you're getting to that point that your ads are profitable and you're looking to scale, two big things. One is use a target ROAS based approach or a target CPA approach. And what this is essentially going to do is tell Google, hey, I'm going to start extending our budget, but I want to hit this particular target result. So Google will stop spending if it's not hitting your results. So that's a great key backstop to have in place there as you're starting to scale. Then the other big thing is to make sure you're scaling gradually. So if you're running at $100 a day, don't go ahead and immediately jump up to $400 a day. We typically recommend about a maximum of 20% in each individual change. So that would mean, if you're at $100 a day, go to $120 a day and let that run for a week or two, and then go up to maybe $150 a day and let that run for a week or two, and make sure that you're measuring results and making decisions based on what you're seeing as you decide to continue to scale.
And my keywords are performing, but my ROI is still unstable. It's up one week, down another week. What else can I check?
So as you're running your ads and you're seeing this unstable ROI, or however you're measuring your results, as we discussed, sometimes this will happen because of lower ad spends. There's just a natural variability there. So you want to make sure that you have all your fundamentals going, you're passing the data back in, you have consolidated your campaigns. These are all techniques that are going to help you to scale reliably and take out some of that variability. But one other thing you can check outside the ads account is your conversion rate. So go ahead and look at the landing pages and make sure that once people come to your page, they're seeing the information they need. They're not just immediately bouncing or going somewhere else. And you can follow the customer journey. One tool we like to use there is Microsoft Clarity. It works really well and it's free to see screen recordings of what people do once they're on your site. And this can give you a good idea of, what information blocks are they stopping on, what seems to be giving them good information, and do they always drop at a particular point on the page, or do they always, go to a particular link instead of making the purchase? Those types of behaviors will give you a good clue about how you can make some tweaks to get a better conversion rate on your site. If you're struggling with fluctuating ROAS and you're not confident in the results, or you're not ready to scale up the results for your Google or Meta ads, go ahead and book a free strategy session. We'll walk through some of the issues you're having. We'll give you some insights tailored to your specific situation, and we'll give you clarity on how you can scale your results consistently.